Hello everyone, my name is Irfan Ali and today I'm gonna present my research work. The title of my topic is Functions of HR that Impact the Performance and Employee Motivation at Ford Motors in USA. Introduction. Ford Motor Company, established in 1903 by Henry Ford in Michigan, was one of the earliest adopters of assembly line production, setting a benchmark for manufacturing industries worldwide. Ford stands as the third largest vehicle manufacturer in USA, capturing a 13% share with iconic models which consistently rank among top-selling vehicles. In automotive industry, human resources play a vital, essential role in driving innovation and managing change, critical in a sector frequently disrupted by technological advancement and market fluctuations. Now, this research investigates and examines the influence of HR management practices on employee motivation at Ford Motors in USA. Research questions and objectives. The research questions for this topic are: which HR functions of Ford Motors in the USA affect employee motivation, employee performance, and which of these functions have the most significant impact? The objectives which I have set for this research is to determine the main HR functions realized at Ford Motors in the USA and their aims within the framework of employee management. The second is to examine the relationship between these HR activities and employee performance metrics at Ford Motors, analyzing how specific practices drive organizational performance. And the last one, to measure the perception of employee in Ford Motors on HR practices and in aspects related to motivation, job engagement, job satisfaction, and identification in these areas impacting the best practices. The methodology we have adopted for the research work is SLR's systematic literature review, in which we formalize a formulation of questions. Then we locate studies, locating studies, selection of studies and evaluation, then analysis and synthesis of selected studies, then eventually we reporting the results. Now let me know the systematic literature review is a rigorous and structured approach to identify, evaluating, and synthesizing all available research relevant to a particular research questions, area, and phenomenon. Uh, Process is to the SLR involve the SLR involve a comprehensive research of databases and publications to gather existing findings and theories related to HR practices in automotive industries. The criteria of selection is articles were selected based on their relevance to HR practices, impact on employee motivation and performance, and context. The source types are peer-reviewed journals, industry reports, and academic conferences proceedings. Exclusion of this criteria, we didn't select the articles which are not related to HR practices or their indirect or direct impact on employee motivation and performance were excluded. Overview of secondary methods. Secondary method research involves a detailed and existing data literature review to answer the question without collecting new data. Key HR functions and their impact on employee motivation and performance. The key HR functions relevant to automotive industries are recruitment and selections, training and development, performance management, employee engagement and retention, compensation and benefits. Let me introduce this recruitment and selection, in which we find and we finding and hiring the right talent with the skills necessary for innovative automotive design and manufacturers. Example of other HR functions in employee motivation and performance. Let's say there are other big giants which are using this some HR functions, uh, which are Google Incorporation, Hilton Hotels, Toyota Corporations. Considering the objectives which I've mentioned earlier for this research work, the key findings which I have gotten are some of them I have shared with you. Impact of work stress, motivation, and discipline on performance, in which we have find identifies a strong link between work stress, motivation, discipline affecting employee performance. Its HR relevance emphasizes the need for HR strategies that manage stress and enhance motivation to improve performance. Effect on performance, appraisal on job performance, uh, where key finding is we find performance appraisal significantly boosts job performance by enhancing employee motivation. Its HR relevant highlights the effectiveness and structure performance appraisal in motivating employees, and the other one is impact of digital HRM on employee performance. Now, these are the relevant key findings which I have mentioned for in keeping with my research objectives and research questions. The key finding in this is digital HRM tools positive influence employees' performance and by increasing motivation. Its key HR relevance is to demonstrate the crucial role of digital tools in modernizing HR practices and boosting performance. Some of the other findings which related to my second objectives are what affects employee performance through work motivations. The finding is performance is influenced by managerial support and resource availability. Its key relevance is that highlights the need of HR strategies that focus on motivation through sport and resources. Employee performance under cultural and transformational uh, leadership. It's a qualitative method in all the findings we have used, which links to leadership developments perform to performance outcomes. Similarly, these are the other findings which I find through this research work, uh, like organization, commitment, motivation, and compensation tracking influence performance and satisfaction. Uh, Lastly, we have used qualitative methods on all these key findings. Let me explain some of the key findings which are relevant to my research work and research question and objectives. The impact of work motivation, work environment, and career development on job satisfaction. Uh, this key relevance is that highlight how HR can leverage career development initiative to boost job satisfaction, linking strategy directly to their job satisfaction and work environment. Data collection overview. We have uses academic journals, industry reports, company publications, media articles throughout this research work that we have conducted. Uh, Trends in Ford Motors. Employees ask, listen, observe. This is how it works in HR department of Ford Motors. They ask employees, listen to them, observe, and this is the recent news which I have published that Ford moves to retain and expand workforce with 4.7 billion in investments. So how they expand their company size and retain their employees. In this research work, in data analysis technique, I have used systematic literature review, which have 9 steps: research questions, definitions, keywords, databases, develop query for research, develop queries for search, exclusion and inclusion criteria, research process, data extractions with exclusion and inclusion criteria, data analysis and results. Uh, Effective HR practices boosting performance at Ford Motors. During this research work, I have found some good practices which Ford Motors are using in their HR. Some of them are Blue Oval Learning, Partnership for a Cleaner Environment, Ford Next Generation Employee Network, iCar Training. Recommendations. Firstly, Ford should invest in advanced digital learning platforms to support continuous professional development across its workforce. This initiative would enable employees to stay of technological advancement, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and innovation. Additionally, expanding comprehensive employee well-being programs to health, mental services, flexible working options, and enhanced wellness benefits could significantly improve job satisfaction and productivity. Uh, Furthermore, Ford Motor needs to actively promote diversity and integrating ESG goals into HR practices. After this research work, I come to a conclusion by evaluating Ford HR practices, which includes Ford HR innovations, industry benchmarking, effectiveness and outcomes, future outlook. Ongoing evaluation and adaptation for HR strategies will be crucial as Ford navigates future challenges in automotive industry. Continued focus on employee development and well-being will remain a priority to sustain innovation and competitive advantage. Learning reflection. Uh, at the end of the this research work, I must say that I have learned various techniques about HR and Ford Motors. I've observed how Ford Motors implements various research practices. Uh, I've I am impressed by the comprehensive nature of Ford HR strategies aimed to improving both employee well-being and company performance. Furthermore, what I could do is to deepen further the research by accessing more details, internal performance, and conduct or direct employee feedback to access the real-world impact of these HR practices. Thank you so much for staying with me. Uh, Goodbye.